everyone. Welcome to the channel. It's your king, Dylan the Absolute. Yes, I am an actual king. And today I'm talking about Disventure Camp. I started writing this script after watching episode 11, and man, was I shocked. Alec had built up from basically his first episode to his boot episode, especially the third episode showing Anastasia's disdain for him and Tom formally opposing himself against him. Benji had built up from the start of his sitting out streak, Anastasia getting pissed at him saying why he bothered to come back, and particularly the episode before his elimination, where he finally has a good challenge. Maybe I just wasn't reading into it. I should rewatch the episodes, but there was no built up for Bruno's elimination. Now, sometimes all the build up for an elimination comes in the Eliminatees episode, but wow, really shocking, Bruno went. To be fair, when he came up with the idea for distracting the wolves, that should have been a sign because that was his good challenge performance pre-elimination. But it seemed too soon. Now, to talk about Spencer, I think this is a nonsensical move. In Survivor, you never vote out someone who is blindly loyal to you. Sometimes you do, but that's because they're a jury threat to win. Spencer doesn't have that excuse. Now, you can argue Bruno could have been pulled away from Spencer through his connection to Lake. Getting rid of somebody who's more loyal to somebody else than they are to you means they are not loyal to you at all. But Spencer doesn't even give that excuse. Another reason would be Bruno is such an uncertain, easily swayed player. Swayed to any favorite he watched or Sam, but that doesn't hold much weight when he was fully loyal to Spencer. Even apologizing after yelling at him, Bruno went along with the Rosa Maria blindside, like Spencer told him to. Now, Spencer did also vote out Diego, another person fully loyal to him, so he has a track record of these QD chess moves. Q would be so proud. Although I guess Diego did think Hannah had the votes to take out Spencer and Diego didn't warn him, so not fully loyal since he was letting him go, but that's besides the point. This vote was clearly the plot keeping Natalia and Rosa Maria for more drama. The show does this. Make eliminations that don't make sense, all to keep certain players longer. It's not Survivor, I gotta stop holding it up to that regard, but this was just stupid. Logically, Rosa Maria should have pushed on taking Natalia out first, then Bruno. That's what Survivor players do. They push for their number one target to go. Dylan, stop comparing them. You says you shouldn't. Lake should have talked to Bruno instead of being shut down into not heading his side. This reminds me of Zayd, where it made no sense for Anastasia to target Zayd before getting revenge on Isabel. Isabel was firmly against her. Zayd could still be used, and you can take him out next round. Even if he was a traitor, he shouldn't have gone first. But the plot needed Isabel to still be there for Jade to betray. I would have believed it if they said he could win a challenge more likely than Isabel, but no. Didn't bring that up. This wasn't bad like Zayd's elimination, but it doesn't remind me that people should be talking to the person they think is betraying them, just to feel them out. Spencer's logic is keeping the two Latin rivals fighting, and when Natalia tries to rat him out, he'll just say she's desperate, trying to throw all balls to the wall and see what will stick. I see a clear path for Spencer. He's going to enter the merge and finally try to take out Sam, but Sam, being more personal and likable, will win over Spencer's current allies and turn everything against him. It's either going to be an early merge Spencer elimination, provably near unanimous, thanks to Sam, like when Duncan then Alejandro tried warning everyone against Mal, but no one listened to them, so they went unanimously. Spencer's own personality and reputation will make people blind and side with Sam over him. That, or he will have an uphill battle where he will unrealistically be saved every tribal to get another chance at taking down Sam until the end. This rivalry is going to be settled early, not an entire merge-long rivalry. If it is, then dang, that's a long setup for no real payoff until the end. But Sam will win being the more social player, while Spencer is detestable. Its position as Spencer is the one who sees through the villain Sam, but honestly, Spencer is the true villain here. He's the one who started obsessing over Sam. You don't think Coach was the hero trying to slay the Colorado granola dragon, do you? But what do I think about the future of the season? I think we will merge at 12. The first 13 half be pre-merge, and the second 13 half be the merge. Although, because we don't have too much episodes in the season, if they plan on doing a Rescue Island episode, a Loser Motel Ponderosa episode, or a Return Challenge episode with no elimination, then some eliminations will have to happen together. Maybe it'll be a Blood Moon kind of twist where both tribes have to eliminate someone. That's not exactly what the Blood Moon was, but there's been many Survivor twists that did. And it makes sense it being right before the merge. So I will predict the next episode to be double elimination, but if it's not, then 2 more episodes before the merge. A favorite will be eliminated and a fan will be eliminated. The fans is easy to predict. It's going to be Dunya. The setup is there. San has it out for her because she opened him up and got him off the game for a second. He's turned Olivia against her. That setup has to have a payoff. Ara wants her out for clear reasons. Ara is going to convince Nura to vote Olivia or Sam for not being aligned with them, while Ren and Dunya vote for Ara to give Dunya a chance at Nura. It'll be a 3-2-1 vote that will end with Nura betrayed and feel used by Ara, and then Nura will distance from her, and then Ara will realize she actually likes Nura that way and will be upset and try to win her back. The only problem I see here is Dunya should be around longer to give this love triangle longer time. So maybe alternatively, Sam will target Ren to weaken Dunya, and Nura, not really being attached to him, will side with Sam and Ara, creating friction between Dunya and Nura, and they can stay longer. The build-up with Oluwa targeting Dunya will have no payoff then, so that seems unlikely. But honestly, the only other resolution here will probably be either in the Losers Motel Ponderosa episode or the finale where Nura is the finalist and has Dunya as her helper. I'll get to that later. Also, because I have where else to put this, I'll talk about the kiss. I'm happy to have a Yuri moment in this cartoon that is Tom and Jake obsessed. Give a series focused on Ellie and Gabby, why not? Seriously. Have a series where you take one episode and look into 1 or 2 former players. If we're not getting returnees back for some time, we need this. Not just Tom and Jake crap. Give me a focus episode on Ted and Linda, her betrayal and him not fully thinking she's a good friend, or something with Alessio or Alec and Fiore and their relationship since Alec isn't in his son's life and now he can have regrets. We needed that episode with those two after All Stars. But back to Nura, I like her better with Ara because she seems to be more her style of girl. Dunya is too mature and have her own things and problems that doesn't fit Nura's story. But I only want them together if Ara does truly care about Nura and doesn't just see her as a tool. But on to the favorites. I have no idea who goes. Maybe Natalia and Rosa Maria will finally have their resolution pre-start of Merge. Doesn't seem like this needs to drawn out into a full season rivalry. But who knows, Odd Nation Cartoons likes to draw out these rivalries. The only way I can see any kind of shock or twist is if Sam gets Natalia and Maria to work together in the merge to take out the snake Spencer. I thought Lake might go at some point to create tension between Spencer and Bruno, but turns out Bruno went to create the tension between them. It was already tensiony before his elimination, so you're just adding wood to a spark there. I thought Tom could be an option at the beginning of the episode, since it seemed like he had reached his climax with Natalia angry at him. And instead of working things out, she would work with Spencer to get rid of him to save herself and avoid their problems. Seemed like he had enough focus to call for a boot episode. Him saying he will target Spencer seemed unnecessary unless he was having his last confessional. But no, still here. And no point to having animosity to Spencer unless this is going to come around in the merge. But Spencer said at the end Bruno was getting close to Tom, so he voted out Bruno instead of Tom, despite working with Bruno and having no working relationship with Tom. Choosing to save Tom over Bruno, the stupidity here is just... No, I won't say any more about that. I already did earlier. But it wouldn't set up that Spencer took out Bruno to stop Tom from gaining an ally if Tom was just going to be the boot the next episode. So if it's not tomorrow, then it has to be Natalia. Ally's not going because she has to do something with the idol. Lake is now being built up for a king grudge against Spencer. Rosa Maria has to be around longer to take out Natalia. I do think Rosa will win that war. Fiore has no build-up. Gabby has no story leading to an elimination at this point. In fact, I just want to say Gabby's story is just being a free vote for Tom. Tom called doubt Natalia out for using them as votes. Tom is just having Gabby vote with him, giving her no thought for herself. Tom's the one who talked to Gabby about betraying Natalia to take out Fiora. Lake mentioned Tom talked to her about it. Tom talked to the girls this episode. Gabby has no thoughts as Tom says it's Spencer's fault. Didn't expect Tom to be the power player controlling other people's votes. He still has bad reads, not realizing Spencer has the majority with the girls. She is just going to be a vote to take out to weaken Tom if they don't give a reason for her elimination in a later storyline. I honestly think Gabby might get 8th place again, just for the joke. Back to who's next to go. Could be Lake. Spencer could see her as a problem who wants him out. Could be Spencer when his two-handed Ness turns around on him. Would be so funny for Spencer to have issues wanting to take out Sam, only for it never to come to fruition. How funny. Haha. So it's probably Natalia. As for what they are setting up with Fiora's confessional she has about Natalia, I don't know. Maybe Fiora will just have to take what she's learned without Natalia, maybe jump ship, or maybe W Natalia will flip the vote on Tom. I can't predict it. I think it's Natalia, but I accept being wrong if I am. I'll just say I always knew it when something I didn't expect happens. I am the king. No one can question me. But now to the next thing to predict. The returnee. I still think it's Aubrey. No one else really has story potential. I guess Bruno might, since he has a grudge against Spencer. But it's too late for him to return. He has a completed story anyway. His whole "I'm using Spencer" thing, having its payoff against him, and finally standing up for himself. Feel like so um, feel like so thing could have Kane out of Spencer feeling bad for being harsh without realizing it, that will probably last episode, but that will being Bruno's helper in the coma of challenge. Spencer didn't seem to have any regrets, but maybe he will eventually. I also want to mention what I didn't say in my return challenge videos is that Aubrey and Sam are shown together in the intro song. They could have paired Sam with anyone else who would be important toaster instead of a one episode joke rivalry, but they paired him with her. Coincidence? I think not. Again, probably reading too much into it, but who else but Aubrey? The only other setup is for Benji, since Rosa Maria wants to work with him, and there will be a change in dynamic with Ally or Anastasia, since her coming back will give Rosa Maria some cool off from her hard gameness. It's Aubrey. It just has to be a fan. There's only 6 of them left, and they will be down to 5 by the merge. As for predicting the winner, it has to be a fan. In Survivor, both fans versus favorite seasons ended in a favorite inning because they were just more smarter and experienced than the fans. And the fans were shredding paper to give more focus to the favorites. Disventure Camp will change that. The reverse, a fan will win. It just makes sense because the favorite had their shot in prior seasons. I do think Sam has potential in a villain winner, and he is less villainy than Rhea. So this might be redemption sort of thing. They might turn Sam a hero against Spencer in the merge. That or the opposite will happen where Spencer turns hero. He does have 5 irons he can feel remorse over giving him an arc. If Spencer survives Sam, I think Spencer is a 3rd place finisher. If they're bringing back the jury, then his personality will come back to bite him even after winning against Sam. Or maybe it will be Sam versus Spencer in the final 3 vote, and Spencer will complete his story by beating Sam despite starting out more hottable. But I think Nura is the one who's going to win. She has the love story with Dunya and Ara in the middle of it. I think Nura is going to be there for Dunya to help in the final challenge. Not unless this is planned as a multiple season arc and Nura and Dunya will come back another season to fulfill this story. Then Nura won't win this season, but I think she will. She had focus from the very first episode, making snarky comments leading into the next episode where she seeks forgiveness from Dunya. Nora's going to be the winner. In a final 2, either against Sam, but seem less likely, the finalists will be from opposing tribes. Could give more weight to the fan narrative, but seems like it will be a final 2 with Spencer or Lake. They have the most development and narrative from the favorite side of things. Rosa too, but I think she's set up for a downfall. But that's everything. Those are my feelings and predictions, and I'm done. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode as well as this video, and This is goodbye.